Hello and good afternoon, viewers. Welcome for Science TV News. Don't forget to follow us on our social media handles at Science TV Kenya. My name is Elvis Othiambo and our sign language interpreter is Wanjangede. Let us focus on our news. The government has launched a 200 billion Kenya shillings health sector initiative aimed at equipping selected facilities across all 47 counties with modern equipment. The 7-year plan replaces the previous medical equipment scheme and is structured so that payments will only be made for services actually delivered. While flagging off the equipment, President William Ruto has emphasized the government's commitment to strengthening healthcare delivery. He noted that the new model ensures value for money and accountability, reducing the risk of financial mismanagement in the sector. President Ruto also issued a stern warning to rogue healthcare workers and institutions defrauding the Social Health Authority, SHA. He stated that those found guilty risk facing prosecution and permanent revocation of their licenses.
This project is a 7-year strategic initiative aimed at upgrading and modernizing medical equipment at both national and county healthcare facilities. It will ensure that hospitals across Kenya are equipped with cutting-edge diagnostics and treatment technologies.
And we are not only upgrading the healthcare infrastructure, but we are transforming how medical equipment is procured, is utilized, and is managed across our country.
Now it is the responsibility of the manufacturer and the vendor to make sure that the equipment is installed, the equipment is working, and we only pay for the service. I also applaud the 45 counties that have already signed the Intergovernmental Participatory Agreement. There are facilities that we have no option but to shut down because they are a theater of theft. There are health professionals that we will not only cancel their licenses, but we will prosecute them for what they are doing.
And on to our next news item. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has urged President William Ruto to address the growing governance concerns raised both locally and internationally. While on an official tour of the United States, Gachagua cited human rights abuses flagged by the US government and warned that ignoring such issues would corrode public trust and damage Kenya's global standing. He accused the president of misinterpreting legitimate concerns raised by youth and lawmakers by dismissing them as reactions to Kenya's growing trade ties with China. Gachagua emphasized that the issues being raised are about governance, transparency, and accountability, not foreign policy choices. The former deputy president further challenged the Kenya Kwanza administration to openly address accusations regarding its alleged association with designated terror groups. He maintained that the government must come clean and respond transparently to restore public confidence.
Your decision to suspend vetting of foreigners before they are given registration in Kenya is a threat to world security. And not just the Americans are concerned, Kenyans are concerned too. And this you must answer. You cannot endanger the security of the world because of your business interest. The Americans also want to know why, against the Kenya Constitution, you have become the worst violator of human rights in Kenya. Why are you abducting young children? Don't hide behind China. The issues you need to confront are well known to you.
And moving forward, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has dismissed claims that Kenya's strategic cooperation with the United States is on the verge of collapse. Speaking amid rising diplomatic speculation, Mudavadi termed the reports as misleading and unfounded, reaffirming that the ties between Nairobi and Washington remain strong and mutually beneficial. The concerns emerged after U.S. Senator James Risch filed a petition in Congress suggesting that Kenya be stripped of its status as a major non-NATO ally. The senator cited Kenya's growing relations with China and unverified allegations of Kenya involvement with Rapid Support Forces (RSF) in Sudan conflict as grounds of the proposal. However, Mudavadi maintained that Kenya continues to value its long-standing partnership with the United States. He emphasized that Kenya's international engagements are guided by peaceful diplomacy and mutual respect, adding that there is no indication whatsoever the relationship with the US is in jeopardy.
Under siege, we are not under attack. We are just doing our job. It is not the government of the United States that has raised an issue. It's not the executive. It is a motion coming from a member of Senate. When all this is said and done, Kenya is a sovereign state. So Kenya will have its friends. Principle of sovereignty must be upheld and respected by all nations. If diplomacy fails, I'll come and declare that the diplomatic channel has failed, and therefore let's use a different method.
The procedures to operationalize that has taken inadvertently too long to conclude. We are yet to conclude the procedure for meeting sanctions to offenders.
And away from that, the government has assured the public that no funds were lost through the eCitizen platform's accounting system. Treasury Principal Secretary Dr. Chris Kiptoo said on Thursday that all potential loopholes for corruption had been sealed through strict contractual agreements with the system's vendors. Appearing before the National Assembly's Public Accounts Committee, Dr. Kiptoo emphasized that the platform is now secure and fully under government control. He added that the state processes all access credentials, ensuring transparency and oversight in managing the digital revenue collection system. The assurance comes amid heightened scrutiny over the integrity of government digital platforms. Dr. Kiptoo reiterated the government's commitment to safeguarding public resources and enhancing accountability in service delivery.
I want to assure Kenyans from 2023 up to onwards, there is no money that has been lost, to my knowledge. But we are subject to audit. I wish also we had the chance to discuss this audit report with the auditor, because there are things here that we also feel we could have provided. This is the disadvantage of a special audit. You can see for many years, almost 10 years, there was no contractual obligation on the vendor. So we have tried to regularize things. It is true that there was a delay in implementing the revised fees as per the Gazette notice due to system challenges. The eCitizen platform is owned by the government of Kenya as guided by the handover agreement. The passwords and administrative rights are managed by the Directorate of Citizen Services under the Ministry of Interior and National Administration.
If we are going to agree to adjournment, and get more time to study the response, then we don't need to open a discussion.
And moving on, 6 people have been confirmed dead following a tragic plane crash that occurred on Thursday afternoon in Moihoko, Kiambu County. The aircraft involved belonged to Amref Flying Doctors and was operating as an air ambulance. It had 4 people on board at the time of the crash. 2 additional fatalities were recorded on the ground as the plane crashed into a residential area, claiming more lives upon impact. Emergency responders rushed to the scene to contain the situation and retrieve the bodies as investigations into the cause of the crash commenced. According to the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority, KCAA, the aircraft lost both radio and radar contact just 3 minutes after takeoff from Wilson Airport at 2:14 p.m. The ill-fated flight was en route to Hagetia, Somaliland, before the tragedy struck shortly after departure.
Small aircraft was headed to our borders with Kenya, reliably informed by Amref to Somalia to evacuate sick people.
It passed over our house, like literally. It was burning. There was fire, and it passed over us. It came, and all of a sudden we had a loud explosion, boom, and everyone came out. Everyone responded like, "What has happened? It's not natural. This is a very calm area. There are no noises, no anything." So we came, we rushed here, and the house behind me was ablaze. The neighboring house over there was also ablaze.
Nilisikia tu commotion nje kutoka, nikafuata ndege, nikakuja huku juu nilipata imeanguka kwa nyumba ya rafiki yangu. Ilikuwa inaenda kiangusha moto juu tulipatana na parts zingine zimemwagika.
Ndege tu ilikuwa inazura ikaanza kutoa moshi juu. Once tukasikia impact, sababu unajua sasa ile ikitoka juu inapelekwa na upepo. Ikakuja ikapika hapa, ikatoa moshi.
Impact ya kusikia ndege tulisikia tukiwa kwa manyumba.
Hiyo ndege ililipukia juu, and tulikuwa tu hapa Catholic. Venye lilipuka ikakuja kama imeingia kwa this plot.
6 dead. Yes, 2 doctors, 2 nurses. Of course, with the pilot, you can see the wreckages, and then 2 on the ground. You can see on the house, it landed fatally on the house. You can see serious injuries.
So far, we have found 2 bodies. I was here. We tried to remove the stones, tried to recover before the unit responded. The rescue team responded. And some body parts were found scattered. It has been trauma. Kids are traumatized. People are afraid. This is something unprecedented.
But hata kitu yenye imefanya nikae hapa ni rafiki yangu hajapata mtoto wake.
In that building tumepata miili 2.
Lakini hata ukienda na huku unapata mpaka pieces za watu. Kuna pieces za watu zimetoka huku. And I think the impact venye imekuwa hapa chini imepiga hao si wenye walikuwa kwa ndege. I think ni wale walikuwa kwa plot wakijaribu kujiokoa.
So I don't think there is another body in this strategy hata kidogo.